Hey guys, this is Quad Resist, bringing you another narrated Wi-Fi battle, and I decided to do another take because there were cicadas in the background just making way too much noise and shit. So, yeah, this is actually a match I had a while back against the Legit Pro. This is a pseudo sand team that I decided to make since I don't know, I felt like making weather teams that were semi-serious in nature. And, yeah, the match is starting now, so let's get into it. Let's see here. I believe I led off with my superior, as you saw in the team preview, and he led off with his Rotom. I go for Protect here to scout what he's going to do. I'm predicting a trick, but I want to see what kind of item this thing is holding. And luckily for me, he's actually holding the Toxic Orb. And this means that, one, I will not be affected by Toxic, and which would hinder me a lot. And I actually go for Sub just in case he wants to go for another trick, and this time he actually goes for the Will-O-Wisp, which again is the advantage of having a substitute. But now I know that this thing isn't Scarfed or Choice, which is pretty good to know. And yeah, I know now that I know now not to let this thing trick me or anything of that sort. And yeah, I kind of seeing Toxic around this thing is kind of odd. I'm not sure if I don't know, maybe he doesn't legitly I'm just gonna not think about that thing being Toxic Orb. Anyway, so he decides to switch into his Ferrothorn, which while it's pretty much everything my superior can do to it because I carry the Protect, the Substitutes, Leech Seed, and Glare. So yeah, I can't really do anything whatsoever to that Ferrothorn other than maybe paralyze it. That would be that would not be to my advantage since it more than likely is carrying Gyro Ball. So I decided to switch out of there into my Rex, which is a reference to Mass Effect. If you weren't aware, Google Rex Max Effect if you're that curious about it. I decided to go for Stealth Rock because I fear that the Fire Blast is too obvious, but he decides to go for the Thunder Wave first, and he stays in on me, so I'm thinking he doesn't think I carry the Fire Blast, but I'm not going to over-predict again. I'm going to go straight for that Fire Blast to perhaps take him out, and to, if not take him out, let him know. Get the fuck out. You don't want to stay in on my Tyranitar, knowing that, now that you know that I have Fire Blast. And yeah, he's evidently going to switch out after this. Well, pretty much wasn't evident, but he switches out after this, and I believe he goes into his Gliscor, thinking that he can wall whatever I have with it, or maybe he's trying to scout some more. Here I just go for the Fire Blast again to either take out Ferrothorn or just do a lot of damage to whatever decides to switch in. And in this case, his Gliscor decides to switch in. So now I just think he activates his Toxic Orb and whatnot. And here I just think, okay, I carry the Ice Beam on my Tyranitar, but I'm thinking Ice Beam is too obvious, so I'm going to switch out into my Ferrothorn. If he decides to stay in on me with Gliscor, I can just start setting up entry hazards and whatnot, barring the potential Swords Dance, which I'm kind of fearing while staying in with my Fortress, which is named it's named after a face that I immediately thought of after seeing Fortress. It looks like that, you know, the wide, it looks surprised, so I named it that. So here I decided to set up Toxic Spikes. In hindsight, I really should have set up Spikes first because here, well, spoilers. No, actually, it's not even spoiling anything. First he goes for Ice Fang. I'm not sure what he was predicting there, but now he goes for Earthquake, which was kind of silly unless he actually does not carry Swords Dance. And if he doesn't carry Swords Dance, and looking at the rest of his team, there's really nothing that can feasibly take out Fortress with 1 or 2 hits. So I'm really just free to set up as many entry hazards as I want for at least, what, 4 or 5 turns? And that's what I pretty much do. Had I known that he did not have Swords Dance beforehand, I more than likely would have just set up 3 layers of Spikes and then 1 layer of Toxic Spikes and just spun away everything that he set up, which was probably just a Stealth Rock. But since I was fearing not being able to stay alive more than 1 or 2 turns, I just decided to go for his Toxic Spikes. And as you see there, I just rapid spin before I finally get taken out by his last Earthquake. And it really was a good exchange for me. While his Gliscor basically got to full health, I got to get up a buttload of entry hazards, which will really actually spoilers, it doesn't really help in the long run because I set up Toxic Spikes instead of Spikes, but it was nice. It felt nice at the time. So yeah, I decided to go for Ice Beam as I switch into my Tyranitar. And given how he was playing before, I kind of didn't think he would use protect, but yeah, he does. He was scouting out for my potential ice beam, and I had it. So I guess maybe he was just, I don't even know what he was doing beforehand, but he made the good play and went for protect. I switch out of there as I see the roam come in and decide to switch into my salad snack, which again walls pretty much everything this rotom can do, since it more than likely has thunderbolts and hydro pump, or just volt switch. I'm not sure. Some carry volt switch and thunderbolt, or just volt switch or thunderbolt. But he still has his Ferrothorn. I think a play or two back I went for Glare. I'm not really exactly sure what I was predicting there, but I went for it. Anyways, he makes a good play, switches into his Ferrothorn, because again, Ferrothorn pretty much walls everything that my Salad Snack can do to it. And here I decide to switch back into my Tyranitar, because one, I know he's going to try to paralyze me, and I don't want that. And two, my Tyranitar carries the Fire Blast, which will finish off this Ferrothorn. And as you see there, he goes for the Thunderbolt, the Thunder Wave again to paralyze either my Superior or whatever the hell I decide to switch in, but I'm smarter than that. I avoid the Leech Seed, which kind of sucks for him, since it would have kind of helped in a while. Actually, in the long run, it probably wouldn't have, because I'm probably going to switch out next turn, but actually, no, I just remembered I don't. After taking out his Ferrothorn, I make a very dumb play, which will, as you will see in a little bit, it kind of makes things harder for me throughout the majority of the match, or later in the match rather. So I stay in on his Infernape. I think at the time I forgot about close combat, and or thought that, okay, I'll just let my Tyranitar die, I don't really care at this point, thinking that because I have either a 1 or 2 lead, or I have 1 or 2 more pokes than the guy I'm facing, I thought that I was in a good enough position just to let my Tyranitar die, but I was kind of wrong. Anyways, I switched into my Wigger. I have no idea why I named my Arcanine that, but I did, and I decided to switch that into the Infernape, because as you saw there, it was physical and is more than likely Choice Band as well, since it went for, actually no, it's not more than likely Choice Band, I don't know that yet, but I think it's physical, so I decided to switch into a Wigger and get the Intimidate off, and just decided to Flare Blitz off, knowing that he's going to switch out and I'm not wanting to stay in after being intimidated. And I get to take out that Dusknoir in one hit, surprisingly, since Dusknoirs are very, very bulky. And my Wigger is holding the Choice Band, but again, I don't know. I figured that Dusknoir's natural bulk and or I don't know. I just figured I'd be able to take it better than that. Maybe it's some kind of weird physical Dusknoir. I'm not sure. Anyways, I decided to switch into my Salad Snack after again seeing this Rotom come in, and I take that Hydro Pump very well, considering that was a crit. And yeah, I think here I decided to be a jerk. I think I go for Protect first. Yeah, as you see there, I go for Protect first. And crap, I forgot to speed this part up. But I think after like half of the freaking Toxic Stall is over, I speed it up a little bit. But yeah, in essence, I pretty much Toxic Stall this Rotom to death, because I can't do anything else, since all I have is Leech Seed, Protect, and all the other shit that I explained beforehand. So let's watch as I set up another Leech Seed. Or actually, no, I didn't set up Leech Seed yet. I just went for Protect or something. He goes for another H Pump just to do as much damage as he can, because it's pretty inevitable that he's gonna die. And yeah. This is, oh, and now it speeds up, and Rotom's freaking oh man, oh, I don't even. Anyways, okay, now Rotom's dead, Toxic Stalled to death. Now Infernape comes in. Here I make another silly play. I think here I just go for Leech Seed to Toxic Stall this Infernape to death with something else. But again, since I let my Tyranitar die, actually keeping my my Superior alive might have helped against another poke that I really would have been able to use my Tyranitar for. But I wasn't. Again, I don't write down what Pokemon people have after seeing them in Team Preview like some other battlers do, since I don't. It's not that serious to me. Anyways, so yeah, I switched my Wigger in just to intimidate it, and I make a dumb play, a second or third dumb play here. I switch into my Regirock, thinking that okay, after Intimidate is off, I can take whatever the hell it dishes out, even the super effective close combat. But no, after looking at this damage right here, I know for a fact that this thing is choice band. And even though after the Leech Seed and the freaking Toxic and Sandstorm, it's gonna be taken out. I'm gonna be at low, not really low. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna be at freaking yellow health, and I'm gonna need to rest up. And instead of holding leftovers, I have the. Well, actually, if I had leftovers, maybe resting up wouldn't have been necessary, but I have the Chesto Berry, so I have to rest up now if I want to feasibly take out the rest of his team, which is just his Gliscor and his his Haxorus, and I speed this part up because this is where having either my Superior or preferably my Tyranitar would have been helpful, because I have nothing to feasibly take out this Gliscor. And since Gliscors have stupid high defense, I have to curse up a shit ton to feasibly take it out. And that's pretty much the rest of the game. I curse and I freaking rest up so I don't, get killed by either the earthquake crits and whatnot. And actually here he switches into Saxorus, and I'm afraid of him actually DDing or Sword Dancing on me. But he doesn't actually use the utility move, which probably means that he either has 4 attacking moves or he has the Dragon Dance, which really wouldn't have been beneficial for him to use because I had 2 or 3 curses up at that point. So yeah, that's essentially the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it despite the stall. He runs away, which was a good play on his part since nobody wants to experience that. So yeah, later guys.